say the line shaping up with Eddie back?
Well, I've said this before. It's sort of great to have Eddie in front of me again and not behind me. It makes a big difference. I told him, geez, I came 2,145 miles. I got one half out of him. So I'm excited to get him back. He's excited to get back, and you can see he's getting back into flow. Today by far was his best practice, and he's somebody we could count on a lot for a lot of different things, and not just the football part of it, but the leadership in the locker room, a lot of other things he brings to the table. And obviously he's a heck of a football player and means a lot to our defense.
How much does he help with the run defense, particularly in the 4-3?
I think the one thing he does for us is gives us a bigger body, and he's quick. He can rush the pass, so we don't have to substitute for him. He's a lot of skill. He can play inside. He can play outside. We can move him around, and he becomes a very versatile player.
How good does he look in terms of what he looked like before? How do you say what he was?
That's a great question. I can't tell you that yet. We haven't really got into the whole thing. He's got the same haircut going, so that's one thing. He hasn't changed his hairstyle, but he looks good. I mean, he's getting back into it too, and I think he's excited to get the first time we get the pads on and kind of just get the feel for it again. It's been a long time, and of course he wasn't with us in the spring, so it's a whole year off. He's got some rust in his game, but he comes out here and works hard. I really enjoy coaching. He's a lot of fun to be around. I enjoy him as a person, and have a lot of fun. I mean, he got me today in the bag where he knocked me over. I know it was intentional, but that's okay. I'm gonna get it.
What about the rest of that line?
It's a fundamentally we're getting better. We're trying to do the one thing we're trying to do this year is which to be good you've got to do all the little things well. And there's a saying, take care of the little things and the big things will take care of themselves. So we're all very much concerned about doing all the little things right and paying attention to every little detail, and that's how we'll get better. And so far they're buying into that. But I think the line we have some depth. Obviously we're excited to get the young guys and watch what they can do, and we put the pads on. Right now today was the first day we had the tops on, so it's it's going to be interesting to see how they develop, and obviously they're going to become a big part of our depth.
How's Tack doing? It looked like he got a little banged up there.
You had to put up with me getting on him all day. I think he's okay. It's just the Anthony's guys just took a precautionary measure with him, but he may be sore tomorrow, but he should be okay.
Dion too, you look like he's limping a little bit.
Yeah, he got rolled up on the one on the POW, but I think he'll be fine. He fought through it, came back and practiced the rest of the day and pushed himself hard, which was good to see. But I saw that happen, how it happened. Both those guys was on my side over there. The tackle just kind of rolled him up a little bit. It was just got rolled on the ankle and a little bit on the knee, but he'll be fine.
How has this team progressed in its run defense from what you saw in the spring?
Well, it's hard to tell. 2 days, no pads, and now today just tops. So we're not really we're not doing a whole lot of things live with the tackling aspect of it yet, because one of the things we want to do is be able to keep healthy. We have to be able to stay healthy. That's going to be a very, very key part of our season. Last year as we started off, and then Eddie went down, and Fabes goes down, and then Mao. So we really got to do a good job of practicing smarter. That's one of the things that really was impressive for this group in the spring, that they learned. They practice well with each other. You don't see a lot of nonsense out here. There's not throwing guys down. They're taking care of each other, and we'll get better if we can learn to practice against ourselves, and that's going to be the key thing for us this season is to be able to do that.
Randall got a lot of work at corner in the spring, now moving over to safety.
Great,
how is that going to help him?
Coach Moore does a great job, and he moves those guys around so they get experience in a lot of different things. So he makes sure we're developing depth rather than just one position. They've all got to play multi-positions. He'll play safety, he'll play nickel, he'll play dime, he'll play corner. Coach Moore always gets him ready to play a lot of different positions, and that way, if anything does happen or occurs, we're ready for that situation.
Yesterday, Ish was talking about potentially playing both ways a little bit. Is there a scenario outside of injury that you guys have considered?
I think Coach Moore has talked about it and addressed it, but right now they're trying to get him to be the best offensive player he can be. He does give us that element. We know he can come over. He understands what we're trying to get done. He understands our system. He's played it, so he does give us an option if something happens. We certainly can put him in, and he could, even probably without a lot of work, he would be able to at least line up and get the things done.
What do you think about the physicality of practice today? You mentioned the half the pads and then maybe a tussle or two out there.
It's always a tussle or two. It's okay. I think we're trying to set the tone a little bit, and it's always a push pull. You know, you get the offense, they get you. It's back and forth, but it's been good. They've been looking out for each other. There hasn't been a lot of things that the coaches had to get in and intercede on, or there hasn't been a lot of that type of things. They get after each other, and so far it's been good.
Have you thought much about Texas A&M yet?
Have we talked about Texas A&M? Well, obviously we've looked at Texas A&M and tried to analyze it. But right now, I think we have to do things ourselves better. We have to worry about ourselves right now. We have to get better. Once we figure out after the preseason's over and we start to sit down and game plan, obviously that's going to be a top priority. They're a heck of a football team, heck of a program. So we're going to be excited. It's down there. It's a great place to play, and we're excited for that challenge. But right now, we've got to do a better job of getting ourselves better each and every day, making sure that we get our offense better by the way we're playing. Today's practice, Coach Moore addressed it today. It was a heck of a practice halfway through, and then we kind of did tail off. And if we're really going to be good, we can't have that happen. We've got to pick each other up, and somebody has to take charge and keep us moving so we can get better each and every day.
What have you noticed at the first week of camp this year than last year that's probably improved?
Oh, I think a lot more confidence in each other. I think some of the things we're doing are carryovers for them, so they have confidence. We've done it so many times that they feel better. They obviously I know each of them better. They now know me better because they've been around me. So they've learned my personality, and then see what I have to put up. See making faces back here. But anyway, I think that's the one thing that we all know each other better, and how we both we work with each other, and the coaches are better. We all have a better feel for just day-to-day stuff because we've been through a whole season together. We've been to a bowl game. We've been through the winter time. We've been through recruiting. We spent time together. I think we all know each other a lot better than we did at this time last year, obviously.
Freeland and Mika missed a video time in the spring. What have you seen? I know it's only been a couple of days, but what are you encouraging signs from them?
Well, I think it's they did miss time, and we didn't even have them in meetings, obviously, because of the concussion protocol, so we weren't able to work them through the meetings. A lot of stuff going through their heads right now, a lot of different things. So eventually they're going to catch up because they work at it. Coach White does a heck of a job getting them all ready. Plus, we're really concerned about as we get depth, where guys are learning multiple positions, and even some of those guys are doing a lot of different things as we move through the process.
All right, thanks, Tom.
Thank you.